or a little more consistent. Shanaeva makes an attack. DiFrancisca parries it and makes a very nice riposte. As opposed to the last bout where both athletes were left-handed, here both were right-handed. Oof. It looks so simple to just sit there and make a very easy parry four and a repost and hit. But I'll tell you, these people are moving so fast, and the distance at which they're attacking, your hand has to be flying to make something that simple, that effectively. Nice attack. Very nice attack by Shanaeva.
Red, Ali.
Shanaeva made an attack which was blocked or parried by DiFrancisca. Her riposte was parried, and we had a counter riposte from Shanaeva. Very nice touch. Great balance there. You can see the action. She hits her on her back, actually, with a flicking action. That's an action the FIE has tried to kill, but it's still here.
Anga, red, Ale. Attack, push.
DiFrancisca showing her length there. That was a very long attack with a very nice long lunge. You can see how long her legs are. She's a tall girl. Shanaeva does not seem to have a fluid, long attack that some of the other fencers we were watching, especially in the first bout, have. She has a very deadly lunge. So if she gets into that distance, she's very good and very direct. But I haven't seen any proof that she can close the distance. That could be key in this bout.
Anga, red, Ali. Attack, push.
So there Shanaeva's trying to step forward, but her arm is not coming towards the target. It's actually going down. And DiFrancisca takes advantage of that and hits her on the attack before she's ready.
Attack, no.
DiFrancisca makes an attack which doesn't hit. Shanaeva hits her, she's coming forward and then runs away. Again, that's not easy. This is an interesting contrast in styles because DiFrancisca obviously moves better. Shanaeva has a great hand and in the close distance is very effective with her feet. So the idea, the theme of this bout is going to be if DiFrancisca can make Shanaeva move a little bit more and make her fence her game, as opposed to playing a more stationary game where it appears Shanaeva will have the advantage.
Attack, no bala. Anga, red, Ali. Attack, no bala.
For those of you new to fencing, you can see the difference between the previous bout and this bout. With 30 seconds left in the previous bout, I believe we had 20 touches scored between the two athletes. Here, we have 9. So that was the pace of the previous bout. This one is more the norm, would you say, in foil today, where you've got 5 touches scored, now 6, and combine it with the other athlete, that's 10 in this first period. As you can see, the mask lights up there. It's a great shot of the mask. When the fencer hits, not only will the machine light up, but the mask will. Obviously, for us viewing at home, online, we're going to see the big lights before we see the mask. But for the people in the auditorium, the mask is a great addition and allows them to see when fencers actually are arriving on target. So the referee made this call here. He said your first attack didn't hit. And what that means is when you finished with your lunge, you were not on the target yet. Shanaeva definitely did not agree with that call. She's asked the referee to go take a look at the replay. Something that's new to foil, and this is foil, is that your attack has to arrive by the time your front foot hits on the lunge. And the referee believed that her foot was down and she had not finished with her hand. We'll see what happens when he comes back from the replay. He is conferring here with one of the heads of the refereeing commission, they're both watching this replay. They can control the computer, replay it at any speed, show it 2 or 3 times, and between the two of them, they will decide who got the touch. And he has decided, yeah, you know what? I think your protest was valid. We have discussed it. I agreed, and I'm changing my call. Obviously, the Italian DiFrancisca does not agree with that. She is now down 3 touches. That's a pretty big swing. Instead of it being 6-5, it's now 7-4 with 4 seconds left here in this period. The Russians going to be feeling pretty good going into the break. They get 1 minute now. They get 1 minute to get some water and to have a seat and to have a discussion with their coaches or trainers who will come up with some additional or maybe different advice from what they're seeing on the side. When you put the mask on, you don't always see as clearly as you might like to. And I don't mean that literally. I mean you can become tunnel vision and you can forget some of the actions that are working really well or some of your strengths that you have forgotten about because you're focused on 1 or 2 things. Somebody who's on the outside, like a coach, can sit there and say, you know, you ought to think of this. And obviously when you're ahead, your coach tends to say a little less. More like, hey, good job. Keep it going. Do you need anything? When you're behind, the coach seems to say a little bit more. As you can see, Cherioni still on the strip there, while the Russian coach said a couple words and is gone. That's a great shot of the Russian coach, Vladimir Ivanov. He has been the Russian team coach for the better part of a decade. He seems to have lost his Russian team sweats, but that's okay. He has a credential.